Hello, I'm Davy Jade and welcome to my channel. All of the messages are divinely channeled for you on new moons, full moons, Sabbats, and all of the different types of retrogrades and things that are going on in our universe and on our solar system. This particular time will be June 10th for new moon, and we will be going through a solar eclipse. It's not the full eclipse, but it's enough to get a complete impact. Since we're still in the Mercury Retrograde, which is ruled by Gemini, we're going to have the influence of that energy during this new moon. I encourage all to prepare yourself quietly on that dark part of the moon, and then when it comes to the crescent, then start your work. It is the most traditional and the most powerful. For those that want to do it the other way, just remember, if you're going to use the dark energy, which again I wouldn't completely encourage, that's our quiet time before the birth, I would definitely have things prepared, but do things at a quieter pace, a slower pace for yourself, and use a lot of breath. It's always good to take a magical bath. And a magical bath, I know some of you don't have a bathtub on hand anymore, but it's plenty hot out there. So maybe you could get a nice pan of water or a bucket of water and put that on your feet and just kind of put it over you if you'd like. I think that's what I would do. They used to do that over in the Ireland and over in, Ireland, I believe it was. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing in this particular new moon is I did a channeling for that right before we got on here, and I really kept considering that we're going to be going in to another Sabbath, which is midsummer, the longest day of the year, all night long. And so to prepare ourselves for the magic of the summer. And it's nice to have the days getting longer and longer for us. We can accomplish so much more and be with that energy more fiery. It's getting fired up. But what I suggest you do is get your things now so that you'll be ready for, let's see, I guess it would be about the 12th or so. Wednesday is the new moon, and yes, you do want to get the energy from that eclipse. Like I said, that'll be on the next video. So, but this particular thing is for the crescent. So what I've done is this time I have chosen a purple candle. I'm using a purple candle quite a bit this time because I feel like it's for intuition, and it also draws that, it draws psychic energy for us. It's more of a quieter energy. It's more of a moon energy. And then I've got my little holder that I put it in. I have done something here. Make your altar. If you can make it outside, that would be really great, but be very, very simple. So what I've done is I've gotten these little plants right here. This is a nice little spongy, it's almost like teeny little fairy feet can go on there. And then I've got this little effigy of this little fairy, and I'm putting her like right here on the side. And then I'm very much about the thimble. Now you may not be able to find a thimble any longer, so don't worry about that. But I put that here in another section of this. And then what I'll do is I'm going to stick her here and this here. And I put the thimble so it looks like a cup size, so I could put my milk in there because they like milk. And I've got those two things. And then I'll put my oils on. Now the oils I'm going to use this time are things that will help us to bring joy to ourselves, because we really need that duality to be friends with each other. We can very much get we're going to get a lot of conflict, a lot of head stuff this time. So we want to make sure that we stay a lot calmer, so we have this ebb and flow of what's the most important. I always bring joy. Joy in here, and if you can get this, I know a lot of people like bergamot. Please do use that if that's one on hand. Also, you can use Lang Lang oil. Actually, both of these that I'm using have the same oil, so I would encourage that. Lang Lang oil is a love oil. It brings love to you. We're bringing it to ourselves because inevitably, as much as we want love from the outside people around us, we really need to give it to ourselves. So we're going to be doing that. If you can get citrus, this has citrus in it. Maybe you want to bring jasmine. Jasmine's another one that can help you to manifest good self-esteem. So that's a good one to do. Now you can get it in this particular oil where it has all of it, or you can do it separate. Then I've got this Believe oil here, and this here also has, now this has coriander seed in it. If you don't have the oils, but you happen to have the seeds on hand, you'll want to use the seeds also, or the herbs, the spices. They work just as well, and because they have that earthiness, it's really good for your candle work. Okay, so this also has, let's see, this has Lang Lang too. So this must be the order of the day. It's, look in the, when I write my little thing for you guys on the bottom there, please read it, because it includes a little bit more information, like what times are the new moon and the little products that you can use. I'm not one that's pitching any products, so just find something that's really good quality. And this also has bergamot, so if you want that, I really, there are a couple of people that come to me that love the smell of bergamot. Whatever appeals to your senses, but these are the oils I encourage. And lastly, remember, if you don't have oils, please get extra virgin olive oil, because it is also good to load your candle with. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of these drops on here on my hands. Well, that, and I just go with, at this point I'm just going with whatever goes in my hands. So there's that. I got a little bit of that. Ooh, that's actually quite a bit's going in there. I must need a lot of love. But remember, I'm doing these candles not only for me, I'm not really doing them for me, I'm really doing them for you. Yes, I am doing them for you. And then, and that smells good. So I'm gonna rub them, okay, toward me, not away. I'm rubbing it toward, okay. It's gonna bring up the energy, and just clap them together 3 times. And then I'm gonna take my candle and I'm gonna start from the wick, and I'm going to just push it through there with an intention of loading this with love, loading this with love, loading this with love. Okay, I smell that, it smells nice. Okay, and I'm going to put it to my third eye, like I always show you guys, for the blessings and the psychic energy to come down, to come through my crown to me, and then to my heart, and then I'll blow on it with a sound, so that that sound is like the breath of life going on this candle. I've not scried anything in the candle this time, because we're going to be open to the magic that's going to come to us during this time. I'm going to then put this on here so you can kind of have an idea that this is, sorry, this is kind of hard to see. So I've got the little one here, I've got the candle here, oops, there she goes, and then I've got this here. So it'll be more steady when I do it, because I'm going to stuff it in there. Okay, yes. I don't have this quite down to a fine science, stuffing it in there. All right, I'm going to use, people might want to say, well, what crystals, what incense? At this particular time, I believe that if you would use a really nice one like lavender, I think that that would be the best, or sandalwood, as far as incense, if you want to include that. And then what you would do is you would just light that. You have your candle lit, and then I've got this particular stone. This happens to be a darker, sorry, I think you do, I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually more of a black, a kind of a black crystal, okay? It just called to me over Christmas, so I decided, I guess you want to come home with me. So here he is, okay, and I'm already putting the oil on that. Am I reloading it? Remember, you don't have to reload every time. If you did one from the last time where you put the stone into the moon water, it's time to get that out now and put that, you know, on your altar. Okay, so then I've also got that same smoky quartz in a little crystal ball. You know, little is just as good. I'm gonna rub it around in there. I'm rubbing toward me, and I'm going to set it down here. And so that will be a part of what I do. This here is going to, you know, make it stronger, make the wishes stronger. And then this crystal ball, I just felt like it needed to be there to represent the moon energy. Then I've got this tiny little wand, okay? And I felt like I needed that. Remember, if you know anything about me, I've told you guys, I happen to like the ones that have two ridges. They come to me all the time. So I'm going to put that on there. And then when I do my prayer work, all of these will be with me. So what would I do? I would put the crystal ball, I'll put the candles here in front of me, about this far away. Then I'll put the crystal ball about this far away, coming toward me. And then I'll put this in front of the crystal ball. Now I've got this triad going on, and then everything's going to rise to the sky and go to the intention I want. Now, what do I desire? I will desire this for all of you, that you will have more peace in your life, that you'll trust what's going on in your heart, because this is frankly the biggest lessons that are going on during this retrograde. Is there's, again, a lot of conflict, a lot of duality, and it's very important for us to go with the flow that's coming to us. I know we hear that, go with the flow. It's not, it is very good if you slowly enunciate it. You'll want to go with the flow. So right now you can see the sun is coming to me. It was over here before, and it's a little bit of I'm going with the flow. It's just coming in. It's just warming me. I'm going with the flow. Now, if I wasn't going with the flow, I'd be going, oh my gosh, I can't see. Maybe I should start the video over. I'm like, no, I'm just going with it because it's blessing me and it's helping me, and maybe my eye's a bit squinty, but I'm going with it. Okay, so when do we do it? You do it according to the times that I put in there. When the moon comes in, what if I miss? Well, the thing that you will miss if you don't do it is the new moon dark energy of the eclipse. That just goes like this. So there's a very short window of time for that. Sometimes the windows are tinier. What about if I miss it? Well, as long as you have a couple days, so gather your things, and when the crescent comes, that's when you can do your magical bath, number one. Have everything's already prepared because you had a couple of days, and then go with it. Just close your eyes and meditate. Remember, I've counseled you to open your eyes when you put the flame on and just be with that flow. For a main target, if you want to say, or goal, or whatever you want to say, really is about nothing. Nothing. That we are no thing. You know, also, I'm going to encourage you when you do this, please don't have your phone by you. Please don't take pictures of what you're doing. Please don't post anything you're doing. Have your phone away from you. Oh, really, like in another room if possible. If you have watches on, you know, the one where you look and everybody's calling you there, take that off too. Because this is the secret to that. You will then be in no time and no space. If you're wearing your watch, if you're looking at your phone, we're really caught up in time. And what we are doing with this prayer work, meditation, and manifestation of what we desire is in no time. That's when those windows can open and things can flow through. I'm preparing you for the summer solstice, because as you do this, you will be able to attract a lot of fun in your life, spontaneity in your life, being able to let go of what no longer is serving you. Those that are in the other worlds, meaning the Fae and such, I know some people believe it and some people don't, but they're there. I've seen them. Yes, I can show you pictures. And it's fun. I wouldn't go looking for the Fae, because they don't like to be looked for. Not really. You'll know you're around when your gardens are beautiful. You'll know they're around when they leave pennies or dimes or change. You'll know they're around when all of a sudden certain plants will attract you, or roses will attract to you. Any sort of plants just about, because they truly love those sorts of things. Or all of a sudden you'll have this desire to get a water feature. Yes, it's good feng shui too, but that's not what we're talking about. So light these things for yourself. And again, as far as wishing, no. Allow yourself to be with you, be with the light, so that your light inside will grow. Have a really fun new moon, and I will be back in a few minutes to talk about, on another video, about the eclipse. Watch these often, because the energy and the teachings will go into you more and more and more. Just like riding a bike, you've got to get on, you've got to keep going, you've got to keep riding, and pretty soon you're riding with no hands, right? Well, I don't know, I haven't seen that in a long time. Anyway, take care, have a wonderful new moon and solar eclipse, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Oh, P.S. I guess. Please like, subscribe, and get all the videos. Share with whom you desire. Take care.